E3 has finally ended. Welcome once again to the Himmelgod Has Spoken, episode number 9. I am Brian Himmelfarb, aka the Himmelgod. It's been a hectic week. E3 finally coming to an end, and I don't know, it's just craziness. You know, it was the craziness from the weekend all the way to now. And the convention center doors are about to close, I think, about the next hour. And people will be having their final parties before saying their goodbyes to everyone for another year, or at least a few months to Gamescom. So, welcome to the show. We got a lot to wrap up into, talk about, getting into some of the games, the winners, the losers, the no-shows, the I can't believe this showed up. All this stuff really to come into play, to take in and go with. So thank you guys here for joining me. For those of you guys who are watching live on Twitch, for those of you guys who are later on will probably be watching on YouTube, thank you very much for being here. Make sure while you're here, click that like button. If you're those of you over there on YouTube, maybe hit subscribe and get your latest updates by clicking on the bell. Elias is in the house. Oh man, we got Elias here. You know, he's going to have a lot to say about E3. I think a lot of us have a lot to say about E3. So if you're live here in the chat, let it be known. Speak your piece about E3. You could do that because this is the wrap-up show of E3. So make sure you guys make everything known. Serial Assassin's in the house. What is going on to Serial Assassin? Thank you for being here. So let's get all the basics out of the way before we go ahead and get into E3 itself. So first off, Twitter, guys, check out my Twitter channel. It is at high_octane_buzz. Make sure you guys go check it out. Click the follow button over there. I always been saying this for a while. We're getting close to that 1,000 followers. That's how crazy I am tonight. It's been a long day at work, but 1,000 followers, it's so close because it just moves up and down and up and down. It looks like I'm sucking a teat. Listen. It just looks like I'm milking the teat right here. Up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, that's just what I'm doing. But it's kind of gone a little stagnant, but we're eventually going to break over that hump of 1,000 followers. You guys have been crazy. I know it's been crazy of me mentioning it as many times as I have. And I know it drives you all nuts. But at some point, we're going to get past it and we can all move on. It'll be cool. YouTube, for those of you guys watching on YouTube, or maybe you're watching on Twitch right now, for those watching live on Twitch, you could also check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/buzzkillerbee. Head over there, you'll find the Himmelgod channel there. We're working on some banners and all sorts of other stuff for the channel. Hopefully we'll get some stuff there to go ahead and make it real nice and show the Himmelgod channel. It's going to be great. So we got a lot of stuff there. Of course, everything I do on Twitch does go over to YouTube, so if you miss anything live, you can be able to watch it later, like an on-demand kind of thing. And then once in a while, I might throw it here on Twitch once in a while. So for those of you guys on YouTube and you're not over on Twitch, the fuck, man, get over here on Twitch and be able to check out live episodes like this or live gaming streams. Hopefully when I get to a place with better internet, hotel internet. I know we've been going over this for weeks now. It drives me nuts because I actually want to stream games. And usually that's what Twitch is for, instead of doing stuff like this, where I can make this show part of YouTube. But twitch.tv/the_Himmelgod. Make sure you guys go check that out. And you guys can check out all the content that I bring there on Twitch. There's a lot of gaming content there, as well as episodes of the Himmelgod Has Spoken. Basically, every episode I've done so far is over there. So actually, it's been pretty crazy that I haven't been able to stream as much as I want to, but I want to do more, and hopefully in the coming weeks I will be able to do that. So other people to follow, of course, check out Joe Cronin at Real Cronin over there on Twitter. Corrupted Podcast, of course, Joe Cronin Show. Daily wrestling content. If you guys are big WWE fans, definitely want to check out Joe Cronin. Live shows after Raw and SmackDown. Wednesdays, we got Out of Nowhere. Tonight, we got the Thursday Night Throwdown. Fridays, it's Monetize This. And yours truly is Mr. Points in the Bank on Monetize This. When is the Himmelgod going to cash in? Get ready for that. TSS, we're going to get into that, buddy. Thank you for being here. I did catch the video before I went live tonight, and we'll talk about that because I thought it was good, bro. Make sure you guys check out the one and only Foulmouth Ken at Ken Foulmouths over on Twitter, and of course Foulmouths Network over on YouTube. Live shows there as well. We got the Foulmouths live on Wednesdays, and of course on Saturday nights you get Insomniac. Foul Play every other Thursday. You also catch Bill and Ken's Excellent Adventure every other Thursday. Foul Play also comes into the show. And coming soon, the video game show. And I thought I'd go ahead and share that a little bit because the one and only Ken from Foulmouths Network has reached out to me and asked me if I could be a part of the first video game show, and of course I said yes. So you might be seeing me there. It's going to be a recorded show tomorrow, and then we'll get it live as soon as it's ready to go live. And we'll be talking about E3. Myself, the Filthy Mouth Gamer, and Connie Chris, the new guy. We'll have a lot of fun there. We got into the 80s hair metal. I think this week's going to be a movie theme about the 80s. So kind of this whole month is going to be 80s. For me, I grew up in the 80s, so I know a lot of my 80s shit. It was a great time. It just was. So we'll have some more of that. Of course, Drew also has on his channel 30 Minutes with Me. If you want to learn a little bit about me before I became what is known as the Himmelgod, you guys can check that out on Drew's channel, Derailed Gatekeeper. We got the extra 30 minutes with the Himmelgod. So it was a fun episode, and I guarantee you there will be another 30 minutes set up to go ahead and talk even more. We really get into a lot of stuff in there, and 30 minutes just isn't enough to get everything that I want to go ahead and get through. Billy Ricky also, let's go ahead and show some love to the one and only Billy Ricky at BillyRicky03 over on Twitter, and of course Billy Ricky on YouTube. Of course, he does the warm-up show for Insomniac on Saturdays. I think it's around 7 o'clock. Be sure to join in there's a lot of insanity that goes on that show, and Billy is just an absolute blast to just watch. Every once in a while he'll take beer bong hits. A lot of donations also fly in on their show, and of course sometimes even I drop one. I even drop Moabs on that show, and you guys gotta go watch the Moabs get dropped on Billy Ricky. It's absolutely hilarious. Might ease up on him a little bit this week, maybe I'll think about that, not dropping a Moab, or maybe I'll drop a slightly less Moab, but something's going to be good. Thank you, TSS. Really appreciate that, brother. Shout out, of course, to all the subscribers here. Elias, who's one of the big subscribers here, I greatly appreciate. You guys can also sub here on Twitch. If you guys want to do that, it's up to you. If you're a Twitch Prime member, you can sub for free. You get to do that stuff, and it's greatly appreciated. Of course, you don't have to, but still, it's nice when you do. I like to go ahead and shout out people. Johnny Ray Sinister, who's also been a Twitch subscriber here. So if you want to subscribe, greatly appreciate it if you want to do that. Donations also live here. If you guys want to go ahead and drop some bits, you can do that in the chat. If you look down there, you'll see the bit icon to drop some bits. You can do whatever you want there. It's your way to hijack the show, say whatever you want to say, and of course the leaderboard will show up on the chat, so it lets you guys know who the top cheer person is, who's dropping the most bits. You'll get to see that on the leaderboards. It is there in the chat. So right now it's a little empty because we're waiting for the first bit dropper. Who's going to be the first one to do it? So I thought that would be pretty neat. So hopefully we'll get the first bit dropper to hijack anything that goes on, especially when I start getting the gaming streams going again. How awesome is that going to be when you got the cheers going on and the bits dropping? It's going to be really cool. Elias saying, even we swear. I don't know what that means, dude. I have no... Maybe you're saying, can we swear? Of course you can. Holy cow, man. I hold no limits here. You can do whatever you want, bro. That's how it is, man. You can do anything you want here. So, basics out of the way. Let's talk E3. You get a couple guys have been talking in the chat. Serial Assassin bringing up Square Enix. We'll get into that. TSS, by the way, dropped a video over on YouTube. Make sure you guys check it out. TSS2 over on YouTube. He did an E3 in a nutshell video, and it's actually pretty damn funny, and I think you pretty much nailed it, bro. I had to watch it. It's about 3 minutes long, and it's really a good, effective 3 minutes catching the most important parts of the conference and even its most cringiest thoughts and some of the things I want to get into. And your video pretty much nailed it, bro. I can't believe it, though. That was great. Yes, Elias, in bits you can swear. Oh no, he's really gonna go after Tommy. I should talk about that for Friday, if I plan on doing something great on that. Yeah, his video was really good. Make sure you guys check out TSS, man. He's always on point when it comes to doing videos. So anyway, where do we begin with this whole thing? Where do we go with E3? Because this is something that started from back on Saturday. All the press conferences rolled into Tuesday with Nintendo's Direct, and from Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, it's been the show floor. And I want to talk about things that I was excited about, games that I'm really into now. Some of these games I've even pre-ordered already because I'm just set for the fall. I'm not going too far into 2019 games, but at least for the rest of this year. What I'm excited for. Maybe you guys can let me know in the chat what you're excited for. What game really hits you during E3 that you're excited for and that you can't wait to start playing. I mean, I know Mr. Foulmouth Bobbit actually got himself an Xbox. Shocking coming from Mr. Foulmouth Bobbit that he said he wanted to get one, because I looked at Microsoft's conference and said, I don't know if they sold you on an Xbox, but still, it is what it is. Elias bringing up Red Dead, The Last of Us, and of course Spider-Man. Oh, hell yeah. Serial Assassin bringing up Doom Eternal. Yeah, that was a really good one, although I think we're a little while away from seeing it. But and Fallout 76, we'll be talking about Fallout 76 here in the show, because that's one of the games that really hit me. But I want to start with the press conferences and kind of give you my final thoughts on these. Kevin Carter, what's up, man? EA, I'm giving their press conference a 3.5 out of 10. This is the final verdicts on these things. When I originally did them, I was maybe a little high or maybe a little too low, but this is where I'm at. 3.5 for EA. It was abysmal. At least it was a little bit better than a Jesse Wellens, like, hi, I'm a Twitch streamer, I'm a content creator, and I have no idea why I'm here. We don't need any of that bullshit. But we still got plenty of cringe. We got plenty of moments where I just wanted to sit there and just wanted to die. All right? Especially when they're talking about FIFA. How many times did we have to hear the word FIFA in one press conference? It drove me up a fucking wall. It was just absolutely insane. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the fact that people were just dropping FIFA like there was no tomorrow. Listen, I get it, the game is popular, but a lot of people that are watching are not watching to see FIFA. They're not watching to see Madden. They're not watching to see any other sports game, period. We're not here for that. Show us something else to get us interested. And in EA's press conference, they just didn't do that. TSS saying he's excited for Fallout 76, Doom Eternal, Jump Force. Fuck yeah, Jump Force. And of course, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Definitely agree, TSS. I gotta agree with you. Jump Force is the shit, man. We're gonna get into that. That was one of those games that really was awesome. Really awesome. But yeah, the whole EA Sports stuff, ditch that shit at a press conference, EA. No one cares. Okay? When you sit here and you want to talk about Madden or FIFA or whatever, it's practically the same game every year. I call it a $60 roster update. That's exactly what the game is. Maybe you show us a new feature once in a while. But honestly, I just don't give a shit. Stop showing that. Great, it might give me a bathroom break or a sandwich break, but you actually had to sit there and spread it out during the course of your show into different spots, hoping that no one gets out of their seat or just tunes out of the freaking live stream. We're fucking retarded. Show us more Star Wars, show us more Battlefield, show us stuff that we give a crap about, and I'd be okay with that. I did pick up, by the way, after your press conference, Unravel 2. I've had a chance to play the game so far, and I'm very impressed with it. So I ended up picking that up. Command and Conquer is dead. I mean, might as well put it out there that they spent time talking about a mobile game for about 20 fucking minutes. EA, I could sit here and go over and over and over how your press conference fucking sucked. And you're lucky I'm giving you a 3.5 out of 10 on that thing. It was fucking terrible. Bad way to start E3, just with an absolute freaking cringe fest. So at least I bought a game out of it. Thanks a lot. Microsoft, boy, I was harsh on Microsoft. After their press conference, I gave them a 6.5 out of 10. And I'm still kind of holding to that 6.5 out of 10. And I'm saying this, and here's the reason I'm saying this. I think that their presentation was very good. I think out of all the press conferences, Microsoft put up the best presentation out of all of them. All right? They did a fantastic job showing game after game after game after game. That's what we wanted to see. It took the people who went out there and said, Xbox has no games. Well, they showed you games. They showed a lot of them. But, and this is where it hurts, where I have to give them that 6.5 out of 10, is, did you sell the Xbox? And the answer is no. You didn't sell anyone on the Xbox. Granted, you told us in 2 years, practically in 2 years, we're going to see a new Xbox. Henceforth, the codename Scarlet that's been going out there in the past couple, that was mentioned in the past couple of days. My phone rang. Here we go again. The phone's going to start ringing, and I told this person, don't fucking call when I'm streaming. And it's a member of my own family. I told them. It drives me crazy. These are things that I have to do. But, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, they didn't convince people to buy an Xbox. Because when your games are playable on other platforms, and I'm talking about exclusives, and yes, PC counts. All right? Some people want to go out there saying, oh, PC doesn't count. It's not a console. Fuck you. PC counts. All right? Anyone will sit there and tell you that. PC counts. Don't ditch the PC master race. I already learned that lesson. Don't ditch the PC master race. They want their love too. Broken Hardy's good. What's up, man? Great to see you in here. So, yes, PC counts. When you're taking your exclusive games and playing them not just on Xbox, but also on a PC, okay? That shit don't fly, bro. That's not really exclusive anymore. And I know some people will debate that. Some people will challenge that. But I'm being real about it, okay? You can't sell it that way. As far as the other games that they went and showed, a lot of world premieres, which I thought was great. They showed some awesome games that are really just super diehard into, but I can play them elsewhere. And that was another thing that kind of hit me. This is a reason why I really dropped the score on Microsoft, even though their presentation was fucking awesome. Phil Spencer nailed it. He was great. He showed us that now you've had 4 years to put something together, and he put it together. So good for him. He's been doing some great PR work during the week on E3, especially at the convention center. And these thoughts about a new Xbox are starting to creep in. So why should people go to a store and buy an Xbox One X? Hey, if you want to buy an S, that's fine. But I probably wouldn't invest too hard. So Serial Assassin talking about new Halo and Gears. And we're going to get into that here in that episode. In this episode. So that episode. Oh, man. Bethesda, I think I was at a solid... I'm going to give them a pretty solid score here. And I'm giving them an 8. I enjoyed the press conference. The Andrew WK thing was like, ugh, I didn't really care. But here's really where I'm going to hurt them a little bit. I don't think they completely sold me on Rage 2. I really don't. It still feels generic the more I look at it. It's not giving me enough. I know it's a little off the wall that we're seeing with this game. It's got that off the wall beat style that you can probably sort of fit into a Borderlands, but still not enough. I think they really need to convince me a little bit more. And the build up to it was kind of cringy when you really think about Rage 2, because presentation is everything. And while some of the gameplay was good, it still felt a little generic in tone. Doom Eternal, awesome. Seeing Hell on Earth was great. And the sad part is we have to wait till QuakeCon to see more. It's like, well, then why did you come out on stage and tell us about Doom Eternal? We're at E3 for fucking crying out loud. Why is it that the QuakeCon people do this? I just really hope that you don't do it behind locked fucking doors in front of a group of people to show your game like you did for the first Doom game, okay? Don't fuck us. We want to see it, especially those that can't be at QuakeCon, right? You know, some of us work for a living. We can't get out there every weekend or something like that. Fallout 76. I've been hearing more and more news about Fallout 76 throughout this week, and I'm glad I pre-ordered this game. I am. I'm really glad. I went as far and pre-ordered, folks, if you don't know this by now on Twitter, which you should be following at @highoctane_buzz, I ordered the Power Armor Edition. I went all the way with this one. I'm getting the fucking helmet. So when I stream this game for the first time, I'm going to be in the fucking Power Armor helmet. That's going to be how awesome this is going to be. I can't wait to go ahead and sit and do that with the fucking helmet on. I'm really psyched for it. I'm telling Bob to do that so we could be online and have Power Armor helmets on. I think that would be great. The glow-in-the-dark map and all that stuff is really cool. But I have pre-ordered it. I'm set to go when it arrives in November. I should be back home from my next road trip by then. So I'll be able to go ahead and play Fallout 76 with everyone. Some of the things they've confirmed during the week, Pete Hines has talked about this a lot. Todd Howard obviously has been bringing this up, is the fact that, say you're building a settlement and you're building up your base, because obviously base building is a part of this game. People were worried that if you're building your base and whatever, and say you leave the game and you're not there maybe for a day or two, and you come back and all your shit's destroyed. That's not the case. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're not going to have that be done with you. There are going to be millions of people playing this game. So there's just so many places you can stick shit. So if you're worried that your settlement is going to be destroyed, no, it's not going to happen. So don't worry. You can build, you can do whatever you want in the game. If you want to be an evil dickhead, you can go ahead and do that. Chances are I probably will turn heel during the show, and I'm going to have a fucking blast with it and start shooting people. Yeah, I got to do it. That's just part of me. You know, heel Himmelgod's going to go out there and just go ahead and rip people apart. But on the other side, I am going to be that slightly good, merciful person and, you know, build and do fun shit. You know, and I'm going to want to game with the rest of you guys instead of being an evil dick. Though once in a while, maybe I might turn on you. So you'll never know when it's coming. But Fallout looks great. I am super psyched for this because first off, I'm a Fallout fan. I'm a huge fan of Fallout. And while I've had some fears about this game, those fears have subsided very quickly. Not because of hype or anything like that. It's because I'm interested and I want to really play this and get into the moment of being a part of the wasteland, but yet do it with all other people at the same time. And of course, I can even play solo if I want. If you guys want to play solo, you can, because the part of the game is you're going to get that solo Fallout experience. So don't worry, you're going to be fine. TSS talking about I'm going to be either a loner or Negan. Oh, fuck. Barbed wire baseball bats coming out from TSS. If you see him, shoot him. Shoot TSS in Fallout 76. Here we go. Yeah, Kevin Carter, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to getting into that game a lot more and knowing I'm going to unbox a freaking Power Armor Edition, dude. I'm so psyched for that shit. I'm going to tell you. Ubisoft, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is the one game I'm really into. They nailed it. We nailed it. Did you actually catch that part when they were done talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2 and then the lights go out as they're leaving because they're setting up for the next game and you hear them go, we nailed it. Dude, every time, I swear, you can hear their mics after something was over and they're talking backstage and it's like you're fucking ruining shit. So, but I'm excited about this for Beyond Good and Evil 2. I still haven't played the original game and I really should. And even though you could take the sequel and not have to play it, the original game, to understand, but still, I really want to get into what Beyond Good and Evil is going to be. And knowing this is going to be kind of like a shared universe type of thing, it's actually going to be pretty fucking awesome. Knowing that you could take off from a planet and go into fucking space. That's badass. Kevin Carter also saying, I'm looking forward to getting the Scuff controller. Is that the one for the, if I'm right, that's for the PS4. The Scuff controller. That looks really fucking awesome. And so PlayStation having its own Elite controller is neat, and a control style which is almost sort of like an Xbox controller is pretty fucking awesome, though. Serial Assassin says, I'm excited for Just Dance. Dancing panda bears and extras and all that stuff. You really are into Just Dance, or are you trolling, Serial Assassin, dude? You're absolutely insane. The Trials thing that they brought up on stage was very cringy, although the game, again, looks really good. Skull and Bones is the one I'm really want to do. This is going to be the Sea of Thieves we really want in Skull and Bones. And I'm really interested in that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey got me pretty well too, even though, as I said, I'm kind of Assassin's Creeded out because there's just too much. I thought they were going to take a break between Origins and maybe come to this game. I think the smarter thing was they should have took a little time, but instead we're going to see it in October, and it's like, here we go, yearly Assassin's Creeds again, and I'm going to be, let's see. I haven't seen anyone so far understand the joke in my video. Oh no, I know it. TSS, I know the joke. I know, but I'm not gonna say it here. People got to watch the video and see for themselves. I'm not gonna say it, but I do understand exactly what you're saying. Sony, kind of wrapping up Sony. Issues with their press conference. I did have some issues with it in terms of pacing. I think the pacing of the conference was not very good. When you're going to taking people from one setting to bring them over to another setting, and then you have this awkward moment for about 15 minutes or something like that, where they're just sitting there talking and it's boring the shit out of you. That part sucked. I like the idea of what they did, going with a non-traditional approach, but I think a lot of people could tell you that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go with what you know best. And look what Microsoft went and did. They did exactly what Sony used to do, and that's why it's working for them. Let's see here. Creed needs to be, in my opinion, like GTA. Oh no. A lot of great games they did show. The deep dives that they took into their exclusive. Spider-Man, dude. Fucking Spider-Man. I am psyched for Spider-Man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm psyched for Spider-Man. I might have to wait a little while longer than some of you guys to play the game because I'll be on the road when my collector's edition arrives, which sucks for me unless I can work up something wherever I'm at the time and get my collector's edition there and pick it up and be able to have the game, which is something I might work on. If not, I might have to wait a little bit longer to play Spider-Man. So hopefully that won't be the case because everything I've seen in this game, I'm more and more into. And dude, Spider-Man's going to be the shit. Ghost of Tsushima, dude, that game's going to be awesome. And by the way, TSS throwing that Shinsuke Nakamura theme into Ghost of Tsushima, now I can't even play that game without having that theme. Thanks a lot, dude. You had to throw that in there. I was like, fuck. You went crazy on that. We're going to talk about The Last of Us Part 2 a little bit in a little, because obviously there seems to be some controversy with some people about the kiss heard around the world, even though it doesn't bother me one bit. The Resident Evil 2 remake, oh, hell yeah. I think Capcom was a big winner here throughout E3. And finally get into Nintendo's Direct. And let's just face it, fuck all the other games, it's all about Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers took 25 minutes at least of their 42-minute Direct was all about Smash Brothers. And yeah, I can't be any more hyped for that game than I am right now. Every single character ever that was in a Smash Brothers game is in this game. And from what I'm hearing about some of the rumors lately, that this is not a port, but this is in fact a new game. This is new. So it's not a straight up port of the Wii U game. So that makes me a little more excited about what we're going to get. So very happy about that nod that we're going to get what we want in this game. So really excited for that. Oh man. Let's see something here. My light's not working. Hopefully my phone doesn't die. I just noticed the battery life is starting to die on the phone. So who knows, we may have to cut this episode short a little bit. Hopefully that won't be the case. Or we can switch locations as I move my phone around. God forbid if I have to do that. We'll have to do it. This is the thing about shitty hotel internet sometimes, that I have to sacrifice some things here and there just to make shit run. See, this is the things I love about being home. I don't have that. So, getting to some winners and losers of this whole thing. Big winner in terms of press conference, Microsoft nailed it. They nailed it to what they needed to do. As far as the losers in the press conferences, Square Enix, obviously, their presentation was fucking awful. It was one of the worst events I've ever seen. And I'm very disappointed in them. Even though the games that they show are good, most of the trailers we've already seen, and it just sucked. That's it. I mean, I'm surprised we couldn't put EA in that list. So I didn't give any numbers to some of these other conferences. Let me go ahead and do that. Sony 8, Nintendo's Direct. I'm probably about 7, and Ubisoft, I'd probably say about 6.5. Square, 2. Fucking 2. It was so fucking bad. DSS also mentioned the Devolver Digital. Oh, we have to talk about Devolver Digital, because that was a press conference where they nailed it. It's basically the Devolver Digital thing is, if you've never seen anything from them, it's like they're mocking the press conferences that you would see for E3. So it's, to them, it's a big mockumentary kind of thing. So they did like this loot box coin, which I laughed hysterically at. They did the GIF and GIF jokes. Oh my god. They showed games, at least. They did show some of the cool indie games that are coming up. And you had that chick on the stage snapping another dude's neck. It was great. They really nailed shit in that event. And it's only like about 15, 20 minutes. I think it's like 20 minutes at the most. And every time they would do something, they would pan out to, a fake crowd, and you would see someone like, oh, hey, give me popcorn. Or they're taking a drink, or you see the little kid after the blood splattering everywhere, and then you see this little kid going, oh, yeah, I like that. They did it. The whole thing is just one big joke, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. So if you haven't seen Devolver Digital for E3, go back and watch that, because that was the shit. You got to give it up to them, because they always do a fantastic job when it comes to doing like these little mockumentary style press conferences. They really just nail it. And then of course the chick dies at the end, but they seem to bring her back RoboCop style, which is pretty neat. So you want to see a nod to RoboCop. They do that during Devolver Digital. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Big winners in terms of games. Let's just get to the games itself. The biggest winner for me in terms of games is Resident Evil 2 Remake. I'm going with a fucking remake, because that was the one that was the biggest surprise. That was the one that when I looked at it just said, holy fuck, that game is going to be great. That is the game I'm looking forward to the most out of everything. I can't wait to play Resident Evil 2 on my PS4 in 2019. In January of 2019. Let's just put it right out there. Capcom, I don't know what it is about this E3, but Capcom just couldn't do anything wrong. Not only did they bring us the Resident Evil 2 remake, which they had demos on the show floor so people can play, and they were coming back amazed by it, but Devil May Cry 5, they didn't really show much of the game at all. They really kind of went more with a trailer, but in that trailer, to see all the characters. At first, when I was thinking I was seeing Emo Dante again with just the silver hair, no, it's Nero. And I said, okay, that's great. And then you see him, and it's like, where's his devil arm? Oh, yeah, Virgil took it. And I was like, oh, shit, that's fucking Virgil. I see Virgil in the trailer. So I thought that was really cool. And then see Dante, like a grizzled Dante, show up at the end on the motorcycle. Awesome. They nailed it with Devil May Cry 5. You got to give it to them. Capcom, this E3 could do no wrong. Absolutely couldn't do anything wrong. So, very impressed with Capcom. They, in other years, they're like a little hit or miss. At least they brought us Monster Hunter World this year, which is a great game. And now, they're giving us Devil May Cry 5, and they're giving us Resident Evil 2. Hitting us in the nostalgia. Right in the freaking nostalgia. And it's like, dude, I'm psyched for it. I can't wait to play that shit. A lot of you guys in the chat talking about Street Fighter and talking about Cody. Hell yeah, dude. Cody and fucking Street Fighter 5 is going to be the shit. I saw that trailer, and I want to play as fucking Cody, dude. I like playing him in Ultra Street Fighter 4, and great to see him back, and now he's the mayor, so I thought that was a really neat thing they had, and he looked like he had Hager's strap right there. I thought that was pretty cool. They did a nod to Hager in the trailer as well, so I saw that a while back, and I thought that was pretty neat. So yeah, they're hitting us with Street Fighter 5. They're doing it. They just released the 30th anniversary collection of all the Street Fighter games. That's awesome. And they just keep hitting us in that nostalgia bone over and over and over again. Capcom, we love you. We fucking love you. Thank you. You are the winner here. The overall fucking winner of E3. Just saying. Fallout 76, another big winner. I love what they're doing with Fallout 76, and we've been talking about it earlier. So yeah, I'm having a little love fest with Fallout. All right, you know, I'm a Fallout fan. What can I say? You know, but they were a big winner in this event. Kingdom Hearts 3 is another big winner. I can't wait to play that game. I really can't. I love Kingdom Hearts. I ain't afraid of that. The story I can't make a lick of damn sense out of, but Kingdom Hearts, dude, come on. Dude, I can't I can't say enough about Kingdom Hearts. That game's going to be fucking awesome. Spider-Man. We've been talking about Spider-Man for years. I'm still bringing up Spider-Man. Another big winner. Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. I want to play this game. Did anyone get a feeling this year of E3, by the way, of so many freaking samurai games now? Like, we're seeing a lot of freaking samurai games. We got Neo, which is out there in the market, and it's really fucking good. If you haven't played Neo, by the way, it's on sale in the PlayStation Store. Make sure you guys check out Neo. All right? It is on sale if you guys want to get it. I would definitely play it. It's just fucking awesome. So, that was one of the games you can bring up with the samurai theme. Sekiro, obviously. You got Ghost of Tsushima. I'm like, what's with... And then Neo 2 is announced. It's like, dude, the samurai games just keep on coming. Samurais, it's the new thing now. It's the new thing. We had zombies. Nope, now we're into samurais now. It's all about samurai. So we move from zombies to samurais. That's what it's all about. It's going to be always about that stuff now at this point. Other games I would say is I'm looking over a lot of my notes here of a lot of the stuff I've seen this week. Big winners for me. Jump Force. Let's talk Jump Force because this is a game where you want to bring in freaking anime, and we get all that anime into one game. Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Death Note. God forbid what else they might bring up yet that we haven't even seen, that we're going to see in this game that's going to be out in 2019. And dude, fucking Jump Force, I'm just watching the gameplay. It's 3-on-3. It was one of the things I noticed. I don't think I mentioned it during my review, but I kind of got a little deeper dive. That is our E3 buzz term, by the way, this year. Deep dive. Make sure you guys remember that. But fuck, dude. They nailed it. They went out there and they nailed it with a fighting game that I'm really interested in playing. Makes me want to go play the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games. I don't know. I think Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, a lot of people have been talking about that, and I want to get into it, even though I'm kind of playing Blaze Blue a little bit more right now. I'm playing the Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that game. So definitely check that out. But Jump Force definitely hit me in a good way. So I was very happy with that in the end when I got a chance to see it. Gears of War 5 looks really good as well. I'm into the Gears series. I am a Gears fan. And seeing Gears of War 5, that's cool. We get to play as Kate. That's pretty cool. So you play as a female character now, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I know some people are like, well, I can't take all these games with strong female characters. Get over it. It's just how it is. You got to just go on with it and play these games. So, again, it looked really good. I was very happy with Gears of War 5. And you know what? I'm going to say Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 has a chance to be something good. Now, more than likely, the game is more than likely going to suck. But I'm willing to give it a chance. The Terry Crews thing is hilarious. I'm down with that. And We even got the rubber ducky grenades at the end. So thank you for bringing the rubber ducky grenades, because that was one of the cool moments of Crackdown 2. One of the very few moments in that game that were actually any good. So just Beyond Good and Evil 2, another great game this year. I've really been bringing up a lot of the good stuff. The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, obviously. A lot of great stuff to get into. And of course, Smash Brothers have really been the big hits here. But along with the hits come with the misses. And I don't know if I'm going to get flamed for this one, but I'm going to put a miss in here. Anthem. I don't think Anthem is going to be as good as we all think it might be, or has the potential to be. I think Anthem is going to be one of those games where I'm a little worried. I'm a little, about it. It feels too much like a Destiny, and we all know how Destiny was. And I feel like Anthem's going to travel down that road. So for me, it's a miss. I'm not saying it's a complete loser, but it's a miss. It's not a game that is fully going to have my attention. And that's kind of disappointing, but I'm only looking at it in the long run. This game could turn out to be very successful, maybe for PC players. There's a very strong potential for it. Command and Conquer is dead. Can we just say it now? That Command and Conquer is dead. When you spend 20 minutes talking about it as a mobile game, you're done. It's done. They're doing the Simpsons theme, going, stop, it's already dead. That's pretty much what Command and Conquer is. It's dead. If your best thing you can do at this point with that game is make it a mobile game, it's dead. And you know what? Let's just throw the Pop Vinyl Gears of War thing in there too, because that's going to be dead. Even the Gears Tactics is a game that's going to be dead. I hate to say it, but those are just going to be bad. And they're on my bad list. They really are. I just don't give a damn about any of that stuff. And why they bring it up, I mean, I have no idea. Session could be a game that could turn out to be dog shit. Yeah, it's a skateboard game, but we want Skate 4. Instead, they're giving us Session, which is an exclusive for the Xbox, and I'm a little... no. Sea of Thieves is going to give us DLC, but I'm still kind of... no. Hey, how about Tunic? Don't know how these games are going to really work out. Dying Light 2 might be interesting for some people, but for me, I can care less about Dying Light. I think it's a series that's kind of dead to me. I don't know why we even got to see another game. I just don't understand why they're doing it. Anybody here played The Crew 2 yet? Anybody played the demo to Crew 2? Let me know what you guys thought of that, and give me you guys your honest opinions, what you guys think about that game. Other than that, I can't really see much other games that were really kind of dead and kind of like I don't care. I'm pretty sure there's a game or two, but I just can't think of them right now. They're not high up on my list of like, oh my god, this game's gonna fucking suck. But oh, that's right, the beta's out the 21st. I'm sorry, Elias. Thank you for mentioning that to me. So that's gonna be next week. But The Crew 2 is a game I might want to be interested in, but something for me, I don't know. I'm gonna be a little. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm really gonna be into this game where you can transform from cars to planes and boats and bikes and all that shit. I don't know. I'm a little not sold on this game. It's going to be out on my birthday, June 29th, but part of me is probably not saying I'm going to give a shit. So that's kind of where I'm at with The Crew. I don't know if it's going to be any good. And oh my god, this thing is not charging my phone. Oh shit. This thing is not charging my phone. So we're going to do a little switcheroonie here. Watch this. So we're going to move around. Hey guys, you get to check out my hotel room, everybody. We got to go into something that's going to charge. So guess what? We get to do the rest of the show just like this. Isn't it great? I just move around everywhere and you guys get to see everything. So yeah, it's another thing about this hotel I'm probably going to have to look into trying fixing. It looks like either the light went out or in this outlet it's not allowing me to charge anything. And they got this big ass thing to go ahead and block. You can sit here and charge stuff, and right now I'm not going to be able to charge anything. Great. So instead of my phone dying, I'm going to do the best I can to keep this up here for the rest of the show. Great. But post your opinions, guys, about E3 over in the chat for those of you guys that are here on live. Yes, the Himmelgod coffee machine. And I don't drink coffee. It's like, here, guys, hotel room tour. Check it out. There's everything you see there. There's a bed I sleep in. Yay. There's a window to look outdoors. Yay. By the way, this is like the smallest room in this hotel. Smallest room. They already told me this. It's the smallest room. So, I don't drink coffee, but yeah, I do have a coffee machine. How great that is. But hey, up close and personal with me. So if you guys got questions you guys want to bring up, go ahead and bring them up in the chat, because I'm going to move on to something else here. I think a lot of us have enjoyed E3. We've talked a lot about it, but I want to get into something a little bit more personal. And that has to do with some memories I have of an E3 that I attended. Now, I attended E3 back in 2009, which feels like ancient history compared to now. That's like 9 fucking years ago. I went to E3 as a part of a website group called SFX360. And we made it into E3. We got passes and everything for a site that we were pretty small time. It's not like we were getting millions of hits like IGN or something like that. We were a smaller website, and we used to do live events and stuff like that. Days Gone is a great game, by the way. I don't have that pre-ordered yet because it's not out till February, but Days Gone is really good. Thank you, AJ Hoover. Greatly appreciate it. But I did get a chance to go, and I was there as the editor-in-chief of our website. We had a crew of about, I would say, 8-9 of us that got to go to E3, which for us was an honor, because for me it was the first time. I've been, mostly the conventions I've been to cover was PAX, but now going to E3 was like, oh, this is the big time. This is the thing we've been looking forward to the most. And a lot of us who look at E3 from home, we're like, whoa, this is great. So much news to take in, and so much excitement to be a part of. But when you're there as a member of the press for E3, it's like a whole nother game, because you're rushing from booth to booth to booth. You wish you could really take it in, but you can't, because you're trying to cover for each and every developer that we made appointments for, to cover all these appointments. And the problem was, we had a group of people that weren't really doing that much. They just wanted to have the E3 nostalgia of being there and playing a bunch of games, while the rest of us are trying to cover the show, and people like me trying to cover the show. We had a guy who was doing camera work for us, and he wanted to be in, not behind the camera all the time, but in front of the camera. Well, how are you going to get in front of the camera if you don't want to do anything? We had a lot of people that didn't want to do a lot of interviews for games, but I ended up doing them. And I got to meet some of the bigwigs for, some of them for the first time. Like I got to do stuff with Major Nelson. I got to do stuff with Jeff Rubenstein over when he was with PlayStation. And I remember going to the PlayStation conference, which was the first official day of E3, which was a Tuesday. Microsoft had their press conference like on a Monday. So on Tuesday morning, here we are at the Shrine in LA, going to Sony's press conference, which was this is 2009, so around the time they were introducing Uncharted 2 and a whole bunch of other stuff. But we were there, and I wasn't really much of a PlayStation gamer back in the day, especially for the PS3. I was playing more Xbox. And Jeff Rubenstein, who was with Sony, saw us out there in the show. So we had two guys doing a camera and doing the feed that way, so everyone got to see it on the website. Well, myself and Ross were sitting down in, I think, like the third or fourth row at the show. And we're sitting there covering the show and doing Twitter feed and letting people know on the website what's going on and what they're seeing. And then, so we're doing a whole big live feed as the show was going on. And one thing that kind of noticed about us, and Jeff Rubenstein was able to see this, is he saw these SFX 360 shirts, because they saw us like, oh, it's a bunch of Xbox guys. Hey, let's go ahead and go talk to them. And so he'd come down after the show, and he came down to see me, and he introduced himself, and he says, dude, I love the shirts. I love what you guys have here with these t-shirts. And I was like, oh, dude, appreciate it. I gave him my business card, showing him who we are and what we do, and I explained all that stuff about our website, and he was really digging it. He was loving this because he says not many people do what you guys are doing. We did a lot of live events and stuff, and being here at E3, and he's seen the website a little bit because I showed it off on my phone, and he was like, holy crap, this is awesome. And then all of a sudden, here come the rest of the guys from our channel running up, handing him business cards, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I'm trying to talk to this guy, and I'm making a contact, and everyone wants to hand him a business card of what they were doing, and I'm like, but he invited me to hang out with him over at the PlayStation booth. So myself, I got to go over there. I think my buddy Rossi came with me, and we got to get hands-on on everything, and had a meeting. And one of the cool parts that came from that meeting, he says, Brian, I want to send you something. And I was like, what do you want to send me? He sent me a PlayStation 3. He sent me a PS3. That was one of the coolest things. He says, I want you to do you guys do a lot of reviews on PS3? He says, yeah, we do. We got guys that do it. He says, I want you to do it. Because he could see how interested I was in the games and the product. And then next thing you know, he sent me a PlayStation 3 to go ahead and do reviews on. So I had not a current model, but a little bit of an older model, which is fine. But I thought that was really cool, and he did something really unique for me and for our channel and our website. So I thought that was interesting, and I couldn't thank him enough for some of the cool things that he did. A lot of the developers I was out there, I got a chance to meet, and you'd be surprised when I come back from a conference, whether it's an E3 or a PAX, and I come back from, say, PAX, and I'd have about 9-10 games sitting there that were already mailed to me from PR and the developers themselves. I'd have emails with codes to do reviews, and I was like, I had free games out the ass. It was actually one of the cool things. I mean, I don't do it for the free shit, but Larry was awesome back, especially when we went to PAX, and I'll get back into that when PAX Prime comes up, and I'm going to give you some memories of PAX, especially when we were at the Microsoft studio later on this summer. We'll talk about the meeting with Major Nelson. So that was a really amazing event. But being out there on the floor, getting to play the games, we were over back when G4 was still a thing, and Olivia Munn wasn't a big star yet, and we got to meet Olivia Munn, so that was a great moment. So we could say, hey, we know Olivia Munn before she was ever a star. So I thought that was a pretty awesome moment. Adam Sessler, we got a chance to meet. Didn't meet Jeff Keighley back then. The new Emperor video games. Well, we didn't meet him, nor did I even care about him, but because he's just a pain in my ass as far as I'm concerned. But back in the day, there wasn't as much of a big YouTube feel as we have now. So we didn't have like an Angry Joe or all these other guys. I'm sure he was been doing some content back then, but not as much. And he's not where he is like he is now. But it was a different time. So these days it's a little different. It's amazing, and the parties. I can't get enough of the fucking parties. We partied every fucking night. I mean, we used to come in. I think one day we came into E3, I think it was the last day, on that Thursday, I came in with almost a fucking hangover. Because we were so fucked up from the night before at the Microsoft party where I got to meet Todd Howard, by the way, for the first time and sit and talk with him. And my buddy Ross says, hey, you got to meet Bry. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, he's the guy who reviewed your game. He goes, which one? He goes, Fallout 3. And he goes, really? He goes, yeah, he had the game before it was even out. And he goes, oh, that's awesome. What did he give it? He says he gave it a perfect 10. And he says, no way. And he saw the review. And he goes, where is he? Oh, he's right over there. He's double fisting fucking beers right now. He goes, bring him over here. We got a party with him. So I got a chance to sit around with Todd Howard. We were there for probably about an hour talking Fallout, talking gaming in general, and just shooting the shit while downing drinks like over and over and over again. So I could sit there and say, I partied with Todd Howard, which was great. And it was like, so, at first I'm like, dude, this is great. We get to sit here and hang out and talk stuff. And I didn't want to talk Fallout and all that shit all day, but he didn't mind sharing stuff with me. But on the other side, I said, man, let's just get fucked up tonight. And he goes, yeah, I got all these free drink tickets. Let's just go get fucked up. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go fucking drink. So it was a great event. Olivia Munn, by the way, was also there at that party that night. So just thought I'd go ahead and share that. I don't know what boyfriend she was with that night, but let me tell you, man, she looked fucking hot as fuck. I think everybody wanted to fuck her that night. I shit you not. But yeah, the Microsoft party was freaking crazy because I think they were showing off a lot of stuff for PCs and stuff, and they had some stuff for Xbox. But they sit there and party with Todd Howard. Pete Hines came in a little bit later, and we were partying till probably about, I think by the time Todd Howard and I were done pounding drinks and fucking having a good old time, it had to have been about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, dude, we got to be at the floor the next day. And he's like, yeah, and we're fucked. Does it matter? He goes, no. That's the thing about E3. E3 is like the never-ending party. It's like once you're there, you don't want it to end. Once you're at a party, you're invited to all these places like when Bethesda had their party, Microsoft had one, Sony had one, every other company or sometimes even a website had a party. We were there. So it was like you were jumping from one to the fucking other. And then the last day for E3, I think after the show ended, we ended up just going to Hollywood, and we're running down Sunset Boulevard. The one thing they had was a big Xbox meetup with Major Nelson. So we went there for that, and we got to chill with Major Nelson at the In-N-Out Burger, which I thought was pretty neat. We got to go to In-N-Out, and then next thing you know, we were in Hollywood all night long. And so some events I kind of remember as kind of a blur, but some of the other things that I take in from being there was, I think, an experience I'll never forget. Do I wish maybe one day, as I'm holding my phone like crazy, that I want to go back? And I do. I want to go back to E3. It's a goal of mine to go back. And if we can, say if we were able to make that happen, that would be awesome. I don't know if I would want to do it myself. I would try to find a way to bring everybody, like say if we can bring Foul Mouths Network and bring the JCS Army over to freaking E3 and maybe have like a big meetup and party there, that would be cool. Probably have to start smaller with PAX or something, but it would be pretty neat to do something like that for an E3 and be able to hang out with people. Hey, D Moon's out on the West Coast, why not? I'm pretty sure he would meet up. Let's see, what other memories do I have of E3? Let's see, I remember at the EA booth, we would always wait there like a few times a day, and we would come out with about 30 codes a session for Battlefield 1943, and we would give them away on our channels. We would do that. And every time they would see us in line going, hey, weren't you guys here? No, yeah, you didn't see us. I'm like, don't matter, we'll give you more codes anyway. And we had so many freaking codes we were giving away, and people were wondering, how the fuck you guys have all these codes for the games? Well, we had always people waiting in line. We did stuff at the Capcom booth in terms of tournaments. I did interviews for games that no one would ever play. I did a game where they were doing for a movie called G-Force, which you might remember is like hamsters in a ball and all that other shit. No one wanted to do a fucking interview. And I said, fine, I'll go do it. And I was pretty hammered that day. So I go in there and do the interview with him. I think by the time I was done, he says, hey, you a little, a little bit? I says, yeah, a little bit. I said, what about you? He goes, yeah, I'm a little bit there too. So you could tell some of these people that were there, they're drunk. And they don't give a shit sometimes. A lot of the PR people are like that. And hey, we were too, so who gave a fuck? That's the thing about E3. Kevin Carter says, I would love to do E3 one year. That has to be a checklist. I think for a lot of people, they want to do it. And E3 is starting to open up to the public a little bit more each and every year, which is a good thing, because it used to be just industry only, and now we're starting to see the public get a little bit more involved. So I think that's a great thing, and I want to see more of that. TSS brought up, overall, I thought E3 was decent to me. Thought the fact that some of these games they got announced, got leaked beforehand, has made me less excited. Yeah, you know what? You brought up a really good point. Walmart Canada really ruined E3, I think, a lot for all of us, TSS. And you bring up a really great point. Sorry I didn't read that earlier, but you brought it up. You also said here it'd be great for Foulmouth and JCS to do a meet. Yeah, hell yeah. Me, Bobbit, D-Moon, everyone else would party. Fuck yeah, we would party till there's no fucking tomorrow. I think the Himmelgod will have to throw all the fucking parties, because chances are we'll all be broke before then from the first party. So I might have to go ahead and shell a lot of stuff out to go ahead and do parties. But yeah, TSS, you brought that up. You're definitely hitting the mark. I think if all of us can be out there and do something like that, I think that would be a great moment. I might bring that up during the video game show and talk about how we can get all of us at E3 one of these years and be a part of everything that goes on. So don't be too surprised. Tomorrow we tape the show, so I'm going to bring that up, I think, at some point where we can all be there and do something really special instead of sitting around watching it on our computers. Even though E3 is starting to become a little bit more irrelevant, when you really think of the grander scope of things, Walmart Canada doing leaks, PR companies are setting up all these leaks that are out there that are ruining a lot of these games, and it kills me. Tuxedo Cat 523, dude, where did you get your glasses? They're lit. These are Gunner Optics. I got these off the Gunner website, and these are the special glasses. They got the yellow tint in them. And I use them for gaming. I use them for reading on my computer. I use them for when I'm at work. I love this shit. So these are probably like a favorite for me. And I use them all the time. And I think they're fucking great. They block out the blue light and that you would get from your computer and shit like that. So I thought that was really cool. You're got Fanboy 1. Wow, that's a real name. He only writes F. What the fuck is that? They're always paying attention to everything you guys do in the chat. But, yeah, E3, hopefully one year we get to go back. A lot of parties, a lot of crazy shit. Any badges. I like the thing. You got the rock thing going there. That's pretty cool. Thank you. You got Fanboy 1. Appreciate it, man. If I'm saying your name right, just let me know. I just kind of noticed that, so... overall, great experience. Hopefully, down the road, we can do that one day. Yeah, there's a lot to monitor. Yeah, there is. It's going a little slow tonight. Most of this stuff is going to come over on YouTube. A lot of people are going to be watching this on YouTube. So, we only do it this way for live. But thank you guys for bringing that up. But anyway, we're going to be wrapping this show up here in a little bit. I want to thank everyone for being here today, for being a part of the wrap-up show. As I said, we're going to get ready to do the video game show with Ken, Foul Mounts Network. We're going to get that going. We're taping that tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have that up within the next day or so. Because tomorrow, let's face it, it's Monetize This on Joe Cronin Show, and Mr. Points in the Bank, he's waiting to go ahead and cash in and go take the title that's coming up. So if you guys are wondering when I'm going to cash in, I think it's coming in a few weeks. So keep an eye out for that when I cash in my Points in the Bank and take that belt. So that's coming up. A lot of you people are wondering what I'm going to do to Tommy tomorrow. I want to go ahead and boot him. I really do. I want to boot him early. But there's a part of me that says a lot of people want to kind of get their message out to him for some of the things he did last week. So for you guys that want to go ahead and get your message out on Tommy, go ahead and do it. I am going to go ahead and let you do it because I just feel like a lot of you want to kind of air out a lot of stuff for what he did towards the whole Fami thing and what he did to Mellow Yellow. So I would rather you guys get your frustrations out on him, say what you want to say to him, and if things get out of line, I'll boot him. I will go ahead and drop the donation that boots Tommy for good, at least on that episode, so that we won't have to hear from him anymore. Because I can tell you, a lot of people are upset with him. I think it's going to be very enjoyable. Definitely Kevin Carter, greatly appreciate that. I think it is going to be very enjoyable tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in for Monetize This around 11 o'clock Eastern Time over on the Joe Cronin Show. That's 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have the wheel back for tomorrow. We got to qualify people for the championship match, which D Moon currently holds the belt. And what's up, Monday Nitro? Of course, FSAN9, Monday Nitro. Thank you for being a part of the show, even though you're in the latter part of the show. But you can catch all the stuff on YouTube once I get it up there later on tonight. But I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Follow me over on Twitter at @HighOctane_Buzz. make sure you guys send a follow that way. Let's get to that 1,000 followers. We're very close. As I said, if I looked on it lately, it's 992. So we're 8 away from making that happen. So appreciate that. Also, guys, if you're new here on Twitch, make sure you go ahead and click the follow button. I greatly appreciate it. We've been doing very well here with Twitch, even though I haven't put up as many videos lately. Because look, I'm in a hotel. You can't get really good internet and be able to do Twitch. So that sucks. But I do what I do. YouTube, by the way, guys, if you guys are watching this later on YouTube, make sure you guys hit the like button. Comments, of course, are greatly appreciated. You can subscribe. We'd appreciate subscribes as well. And, of course, click the bell for all the notifications for those of you guys who are watching this on YouTube. And, of course, hey, send some love this way over on Twitch. That's why I bring up both, and that's why we use both channels as effectively as possible. Serial Assassin saying the hashtag Himmelgod for champion. It's coming. It's coming. Get ready for future episodes here for the Himmelgod Has Spoken or Derailed or anything. And you're going to see that gold on my shoulder. It's coming. It will happen very, very soon. As you know, the Himmelgod's got a birthday coming up this month. What a great birthday present than to take the Monetize This championship from everyone on the show and bring it home to me. That's going to happen. I know Joe's got a birthday around the same time, so it could be interesting if him and I going head-to-head on that episode could happen. So that would be pretty cool. Yeah, closing in really soon. Using that inn as a hotel thing. By the way, I think my last day in this hotel I'm in is sometime next week. So I might be moving over to a different one, hopefully with a better internet connection so I don't have to do shit on my phone. That would be nice for once. Make sure you guys check out the 30 Minutes with me and Gatekeeper Drew. It's on his channel, Derailed Gatekeeper. Make sure you guys check that out. We got our first of a 30 minutes, and eventually we're going to have another one down the road. Make sure you guys are checking out Ken from the Foul Mounts Network. We do have the video game show coming up. Myself also joining is the Filthy Mouth Gamer and Cunny Chris. Ken will probably be there as what he says, probably in a producer role, but he's saying that he may interject once in a while into the show, and I hope Ken does, because I'm a big fan of Ken and I want him to be part of stuff. But this is his show, it's their show. I'm going to be more of a guest, and I'm just grateful to be part of it, and we get to sit and talk E3, and we'll have a lot more than what I brought you guys here tonight. So anyway, let's get out of here, guys. Let's enjoy our weekend coming up. A lot of great shows. Through Joe Cronin, and of course for Ken. Corrupted, obviously, if you guys are on Joe Cronin's Patreon, make sure you guys check out that. Corrupted will have on Saturday night. Derailed, obviously, is going to be on Saturday night as well. So if you guys are on YouTube, you guys want to check that out. We're going to go into the 80s during the weekend, so make sure you guys check out Derailed whenever you get a chance, whether it's live on Saturday or maybe you watch on Sunday or whatever it is. Let's enjoy our weekends. Do everything responsibly, guys. If you guys are going to go get hammered and shit. I should probably say that more during the July 4th weekend, but still. Greatly appreciate you all being here today. For those of you who are on live, those of you who are on YouTube, greatly appreciate you guys watching as well. We've been doing very well on that. Well, anyway, let's get out of here. I don't want to ramble on anymore. I am Brian Himmelfarb, a.k.a. the Himmelgod. We'll see you next week from episode 10. We hit a milestone. Episode 10 coming next week. What are we going to talk about? I have no fucking idea. We'll make something up. All right? Maybe we'll still talk a little bit about The Last of Us Part 2 and the controversy there with the kiss heard around the world. But Kevin Carter, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. I'm doing everything from the fly tonight, so I didn't really have notes out for tonight. So greatly appreciate everyone who's leaving the likes, dislikes, whatever. I don't care. But thank you for being here. We'll see you all next week for episode 10. I'll see you guys during the weekend for Derailed. You may even see me on Insomniac as well. So I'm sure I'll make a phone call appearance